I'm still alive and I love movie themes. I think a well-crafted theme is just what provides that extra magic to our favorite movies. I love listening to these soundtracks and the inspiring feelings and emotions that they provide. My playlists are made up of Disney music, The Beach Boys, and then movie soundtracks. So today I want to talk about my 5 favorite movie themes. Also, I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. I have no idea why my hair is sticking up like this, but a battle was fought between my comb and my hair, and well, my hair won. So we're stuck with this. Anyway, moving on. To be clear, I'm not going to be choosing any songs from the movies, I'm just going to be doing the main theme itself. For example, I couldn't put the Imperial March on here. Alright, let's get started. Number 5 is the How to Train Your Dragon theme, scored by John Powell. This is technically the flying theme from the movies, and yeah, it's amazing. I've talked before about how I love scenes in movies that are just pure freedom, like A Whole New World in Aladdin or The Flight to Neverland from Hook. But I think that this theme is the prime example of that in use. It just makes me want to hop aboard my favorite Night Fury and fly through the clouds with the wind blowing in my admittedly messy hair. I love the How to Train Your Dragon movies, and they are probably my favorite non-Disney property. This theme evokes both feelings of nostalgia and excitement for the adventures of the future. John Powell has gotten himself a well-deserved spot in my arbitrary top 5. Moving on to number 4, the Superman theme by John Williams. Now, I love Superman the character a lot, but I actually have not seen too many Superman movies. I love that he is a true righteous hero, and no offense to Henry Cavill, but my favorite Superman is Christopher Reeve. And this music really is the theme of a hero. It has the iconic orchestral sound of John Williams, and it makes me want to ignore Edna Mode, put on a cape, put my arms up, and fight crime. I didn't really grow up with the Superman movies, but I fell in love with this theme in isolation as opposed to its use in the movies. And I think that makes it all the more impressive that this has wound its way into my top 4. Now on to number 3, which is the Indiana Jones theme by, once again, John Williams. Yep, of course this one was gonna show up. It contains possibly the 8 most iconic notes of all time. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da. I have a little bit of nostalgia for this one, but again, it's mostly just the theme itself. It makes me want to go out and have an adventure in the jungles of the world. Now this one is very interesting because it starts with the bold and triumphant Raiders March, and then it fades away and slows down into the more subtle Marion theme. This is actually a note by Steven Spielberg, who told John Williams to put the 2 themes he had made into one. Also, this is a pretty minor point, but the Indiana Jones theme is used incredibly well on the ride at Disneyland. Alright, now for the number 2 spot, the Pirates of the Caribbean theme, also known as He's a Pirate. Although much of this movie was composed by Klaus Badelt, this theme was actually composed by the legendary Hans Zimmer. And you know what? I really hope you're not expecting some insightful commentary into music theory here. I doubt you've made it this far into the video if you were, but I just really love this theme. It's fast and the percussion sounds like a ship cresting over the waves. And once again, this isn't a theme that I really have nostalgia for. I didn't watch the Pirates movies until a couple years ago, but I feel like I simply have to put this at number 2. It just fits the tale of a chaotic pirate on an adventure across the 7 seas. Or I guess probably not the 7 seas, but you know what I mean. But now it is time for The Reason You Are Here, my favorite movie theme of all time. And it should come as no surprise that I chose the greatest soundtrack of all time, the Star Wars theme. Once again, this is composed by John Williams. It just occurred to me that 4 of the 5 people on this list who composed themes were named John. But yeah, I believe John Williams to be the greatest composer of the century, and maybe even since the classics. Steven Spielberg, one of his most frequent collaborators, has 2 great quotes about John Williams. When he was asked to compose the Star Wars theme, John Williams said that they needed a better composer than him for this project. Steven Spielberg said, "I know, but they're all dead." The other great quote about John Williams he has is the following, which I'm gonna read because I really want to get the wording right. "Without John Williams, bikes don't really fly, nor do brooms in Quidditch matches, nor do men in red capes. There is no force. Dinosaurs do not walk the earth. We do not wonder. We do not weep. We do not believe." And yeah, that's true. The Star Wars theme is incredible. It's triumphant, it's powerful, it's the perfect movie theme. Yes, I do have nostalgia for this one, but it's still just so awesome. Now, the one last thing I want to say about this is my favorite ever use of this theme. On 2024, in our yearly trip to Disneyland, we decided to watch World of Color and California Adventure. We don't usually do that, we're usually too busy riding rides, but this time we decided to do so. That show was called World of Color 1, and about 12 minutes in, the Star Wars portion starts. That iconic theme begins, and in the water there are clips of some of the most iconic moments from Star Wars, like the Millennium Falcon going into hyperspace, or Luke activating his lightsaber for the very first time. The whole thing is about a minute long, and then it transfers perfectly into the binary sunset theme, which is possibly just as good. But we're just talking about the main theme today, and it encapsulates everything I love about Star Wars. There will be links to all these themes in the description, as well as the World of Color video. There are plenty of amazing themes that I love, but this is my current top 5. I'm just realizing that 2 of my greatest heroes, John and Robin, both have the last name Williams. Also, go watch Star Wars if you've never seen it. It's a new discovery I've made. I think it could become mainstream. But thank you for watching, and Nate, I'll see you tomorrow.